السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. So we continue inshallah ta'ala with our Arabic classes. Hope everyone is hearing me clear inshallah ta'ala. In our previous class, we started to go through the story of Yusuf alayhi salam from the book Qasasun Nabiyyin lil Atfal. For those who ask for the book, inshallah ta'ala, and during the week, we're going to make sure you get it, inshallah ta'ala. For today's class also, we're going to go through some of the passages. For the conversation and the Arabic grammar, we're going to delay that until the following week, inshallah ta'ala. And we're going to have like a schedule for each one of them. So the conversation going to be more suitable for the beginners. We're going to do that in the first period, in the first 15 to 20 minutes. And then we're going to do the Qasasun Nabiyyin followed by the grammar. We have some setting up to do so that everyone can see the board, inshallah ta'ala. So that's why we're going to delay with that until the following week. Regarding the conversation, the one that we were using was from the old print. The old print of the Arabiya Bayna Yadayk. So we want to get a new print, inshallah ta'ala. We're going to see how possible is that. If not, we're going to continue with the old print, meaning to get the PDF so that it can be displayed, inshallah ta'ala. You can still follow using any one of the prints, inshallah ta'ala. So we start, inshallah ta'ala, with the story. And as we normally do, even though the focus here is the comprehension, general comprehension, we go through 1 and 2 grammar rules, extracting it from the passage. And as a reminder, always, the key towards the understanding of the language is vocabulary and comprehension, not the grammar. And in many of my previous classes, I demonstrate that. And if you think about it practically, with the vast majority of those who speak any language, whether it's their own language or whether it's a foreign language, there is many of those who speak those languages and they understand those languages. If you were to question them with regards to the grammar, is only a few going to be able to answer. Or even if they were to study the grammar before, as many do in the process of learning, many times if you don't remain as a teacher or as a student, you forget those principles and you forget the detail about the grammar, and the language become more natural with the individual. So that's why most of my Arabic classes it surrounds comprehension, and it surrounds going through passages, going through conversations. And for those for us here living in New York or in the West in general, where there is not much speaking of the language, you're not in the environment where you have to speak the language. You don't have a choice. You have to use it. Like those who go into Saudi and Egypt, you will have to use it when you go to the store. You will have to force yourself to speak. But here, where you don't have that opportunity, you counter that by doing two things on a daily basis. And that is, you listen to the Arabic as much as possible. Get a lecture series and listen to it. Even if you don't understand anything, just listen so that your ears get accustomed to the language, and you get a book that is fully tashkil, like this one that we are doing, and you constantly read out loud. Constantly read out loud, and by us going through the book, you focus on those lessons that you already finish and have an understanding or an idea of the lesson, and you read out loud. Don't read silently. And that, inshallah ta'ala, is going to aid in countering that, lack of being in the Arabic environment. And then every time you get a chance, you try to speak as much as possible. And when you're trying to speak, don't think about grammar. Just use words, put them together, and you speak. And inshallah ta'ala, you're going to find a lot of progress with doing so. So, yesterday we stopped at the end of the first passage, so we're going to continue from the second passage. Hasadul Ikhwa, the envy of the brothers. وكان يوسف له أخ آخر من أمه اسمه بنيامين. وكان يوسف له أخ آخر من أمه اسمه بنيامين. Again, كان used to put a nominal sentence into the past. So let's leave out kana, understand the sentence without kana, and then we put the kana back. Yusuf lahu akhun akhar. Yusuf lahu, belonging to him, he has akhun, a brother, akhar, another. So akhun akhar, another brother, right? Akhar here is like a description. What kind of another brother? So that's why it's after the akh, after the noun, in compared to English. Min ummihi, from his mother, right? In other words, same father, same mother. Kana Yusuf lahu akhun akharu min ummihi. Yusuf, as you said, let's leave out the kana. So Yusuf lahu akhun akharu min ummihi. Yusuf, belonging to him, he has another brother from his mother. Ismuhu Binyamin. His name is Binyamin. Binyamin. So now, that's if we leave out kana, is going to be present. Yusuf has another brother from his mother. His name is Binyamin. You put kana, going to take this into the past. So you want to translate it as Yusuf had another brother from his mother. His name is Binyamin. His name is Binyamin, or his name was Binyamin for the English, but the literal is his name is Binyamin. وَكَانَ يَعْقُوبُ يُحِبُّهُمَا حُبًّا شَدِيدًا. وَكَانَ يَعْقُوبُ يُحِبُّهُمَا حُبًّا شَدِيدًا. So we have kana again. Ya'qub, yuhibbu is he loves. Huma, the two of them. Right? Huma is dual. Them, but referring to two. Huma, the two of them. Hubban, hub is love. Shadidan is great. For those who are with us during the summer program, we indicated this where you use the masdar, the verbal noun, to describe the noun. So here we have Ya'qub loves the two of them. Now he's describing the love. What kind of love? A severe love. So he loved them, a severe love. Now in English, you just say he loves them severely, greatly, a lot. So that's the purpose of hubban shadidan, describing the love that he has for the two of them. Now you put this in the past. كان يعقوب يحبهما حبا شديدا. Yaqub used to love them severely. He used to love them a great love, a severe love. وكان لا يحب مثلهما أحدا. وكان لا يحب مثلهما أحدا. Now, kana also for the past. Let's leave out kana. لا يحب مثلهما أحدا. La negation, يحب, who he loves. So he doesn't love. مثلهما. Now, mithl means like. Huma is the two of them. So لا يحب مثلهما. He doesn't love like the two of them. Ahada. Ahad, anyone. And this word ahad, it can mean someone, it can mean anyone, it can mean no one, it can mean one, depending on how it's used. If it's used in the context of negation, it's going to mean no one, or it can mean, if you put the negation to the verb, it's going to mean anyone. So here, كان لا يحب, he used to not love like the two of them anyone. That's the word, how it's used. أحدا. وكان الإخوة يحسدون يوسف وبنيامين ويغضبون. وكان الإخوة يحسدون يوسف وبنيامين ويغضبون. Al-Ikhwa, the brothers, Yahsudun, they envy Yusuf wa Binyamin. Yusuf and Binyamin, they envy these two brothers. Wa yaghdabun, and they are angry. Right, that's it, without the kana. You put kana, it means this used to happen in the past. Right, they used to envy Yusuf and Binyamin, and they used to be angry, meaning with Yusuf and Binyamin. كانوا يقولون. يقولون means they say. كانوا يقولون, they used to say. Right? Put the يقولون in the past. And as a principle, as we mentioned previously, when you put kana with a present tense verb, it makes it past continuous. And this is something that is used, is a principle in hadith and so on. With the scholars, they say if you see kana with a present tense, it means it's something continuously used to happen in the seerah or in the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So they used to say, لماذا يحب أبونا يوسف وبنيامين أكثر. لماذا, why, يحب أبونا, أبونا, our father. Why our father loves يحب Yusuf wa Binyamin akthar, more. Why our father loves Yusuf and Binyamin akthar. ولماذا يحب أبونا يوسف وبنيامين وهما صغيران ضعيفان. ولماذا يحب أبونا يوسف وبنيامين وهما صغيران ضعيفان. And why our father loves Yusuf and Binyamin, wahuma, and the two of them, right? Huma, the two of them, sagiran, are small, da'ifan, weak. Now, sagir is small, da'if is weak. And as we know in Arabic, adjectives, it has to match with the noun. So, the noun here, what is the noun? Yusuf and Binyamin. So he is describing two individuals. So the adjective has to be in the dual form, the two form. So saghiran, da'ifan. And we did this before. We're going to go over it inshallah ta'ala again in our grammar class or lesson. لماذا لا يحبنا لماذا لا excuse لماذا لا يحبنا مثل يوسف وبنيامين نحن شبان أقوياء لماذا لا يحبنا why he doesn't love us مثل like Yusuf and Binyamin. You can put a comma there. نحن شبان أقوياء. We are shubban. Shubban means youths. أقوياء, strong. Right? أقوياء is the plural for qawi. When you're describing, generally this word is used with human beings and things of intellect. So نحن شبان أقوياء. We are strong youths. هذا أمر عجيب. This is a strange matter or a strange affair. Meaning the fact that our father loves them more than us and he doesn't love us, this is something strange. هذا أمر عجيب. Amr is an affair or a matter. It can be a commandment, but clear is not a commandment in this context. And ajib, strange, something that you are astonished by or amazed by, and you find to be strange. Now this word here, ajib, we did the word yata'ajjab previously. Ta'ajjaba Yusuf, right? So Yusuf ta'ajjab, he was amazed, meaning he find that thing to be ajib. When you ta'ajjab from something, you find it to be ajib. وكان يوسف ولدا صغيرا. And Yusuf was waladan saghira, a young boy, a young child, small child. فحكى الرؤيا لإخوته. فحكى الرؤيا, right? We have, this is alif maksura, hamzatul wasl, lam, and ra is a sun letter. So as we know with the sun letter, if it comes after the alif and lam, you imagine there's a shadda over it and merge it to the vowel that's before. فَحَكَى الرُّؤْيَا. So he related the dream. He related the dream لِإِخْوَتِهِ, to his brothers. وَغَضِبَ الْإِخْوَةِ. And the brothers became angry. Jiddan, very angry. وَغَضِبَ الْإِخْوَةُ جِدًّا. The brothers became very angry. لَمَّا سَمِعُوا الرُّؤْيَا وَاشْتَدَّ حَسَدُهُمْ. وَغَضِبَ الْإِخْوَةُ جِدًّا لَمَّا سَمِعُوا الرُّؤْيَا. وَغَضِبَ الْإِخْوَةُ جِدًّا لَمَّا سَمِعُوا الرُّؤْيَا. The brothers became angry, very angry. لَمَّا, when they heard سمعوا الرؤيا, the dream. واشتد حسدهم. And their hasad, their envy, ishtadda, intensified. Ishtadda means to become shadid, right? See the same root, sheen, and the dal, the two dal, that's the root. So when something ishtadda, it became shadid. So the brothers became angry, very angry, when they heard the dream, and their envy became shadid. It became severe, meaning more severe. It intensified. وَاجْتَمَعَ الْإِخْوَةُ يَوْمًا وَقَالُوا. وَاجْتَمَعَ الْإِخْوَةُ يَوْمًا وَقَالُوا. The brothers, they gathered together one day and they said, "Uqtulu Yusuf, kill Yusuf." Now this part here, that Yusuf narrated the dream to his brothers, Allah knows best. From the Quran, the indication is that he didn't, because his father said, "La taqsus ru'yaka ala ikhwatik." Right? Don't narrate your dream to your brother. So even though he was young, he was a child of intelligence and understanding. And his father said to him things that you don't say to a child who's going to lack understanding. Right? وَكَذَلِكَ يَجْتَبِيكَ رَبُّكَ وَيُعَلِّمُكَ مِنْ تَأْوِيلِ الْأَحَادِيثِ. Like that, your Lord, He has favored you and He has chosen you to teach you the interpretation of events. So Ya'qub is speaking to his son. So the indication of the Quran is that he didn't. But why did the brothers plot to kill him? That was an ongoing envy that was with them. Has nothing to do with the dream. وَاجْتَمَعَ الْإِخْوَةُ يَوْمًا. And the brothers, they get together. They come together يَوْمًا, one day. Right? اجتمع, to form an ijtima', to get a meeting, to get a gathering, a get together. وَاجْتَمَعَ الْإِخْوَةُ يَوْمًا وَقَالُوا. The brothers, they come together one day and they said, اقتلوا يوسف. Kill Yusuf. اقتلوا, right, is a command. اقتلوا means kill. So they said, kill Yusuf. أو, this word if you read by itself, أو. اطرحوه أرضا. اطرحوا. اطرحوا is another command. They're commanding, kill Yusuf, or اطرحوا, throw him. أرضا بعيدة, right? Throw him away on a far away land, right? أرض, land, بعيدة, far. Right? The reason for the ta is because earth is feminine, right? In the Arabic language, earth is feminine. Now, when it comes to objects of the of nature, like the earth, the sun, the moon, each one has a specific gender in the language. You have to just know the gender. So they said to each other, kill Yusuf or throw him on a far away land. Now here, this aw, you have a sukoon on this waw originally, and then you have another sukoon on this ta. This here is hamzatul wasl, right? Hamzatul wasl, this alif or hamza that you only pronounce if it's in the beginning of the speech. So if you start this speech by this word, you're going to say itrahu. But now this word came in the middle of a speech. So you have to merge it to the word before. And once you have two sukoon, you have to put a vowel on one of the sukoon, the first sukoon, in order to pronounce it. Uqtulu Yusuf awitrahuhu ardan. Kill Yusuf or throw him, right? Awitrahuhu ardan. And previously we went through some of the general principles with regards to how to deal with the two sukoon. You can we're gonna review that maybe another time, inshallah ta'ala. حينئذ يكون أبوكم لكم خالصا. حينئذ means then, and this then is a then that is a result of an action. So if you kill him and you throw him in a faraway land, حينئذ, then as a result of that, يكون أبوكم لكم خالصا. أبوكم, your father, يكون, will be, lakum, for you, khalisan, purely, right? Khalis means purely, solely, only for you. From the word ikhlas. The word ikhlas comes from this word khalis. Because ikhlas, you're purifying your intent, your intention for one and only. So if you do that, حينئذ يكون أبوكم لكم خالصا ويكون حبه لكم خالصا. حبه, his love, will be يكون لكم, for you, خالصا, purely and solely. Now where we get the will from, as we mentioned, present tense verb, if it's used in the context of the future, it indicates the future without the need of putting the seen or the سوف. قال أحدهم, one of them said, لا, no, بل ألقوه في بئر في طريق يأخذه بعض المسافرين. قال أحدهم, one of them said, لا, no, بل, rather. Bal here means rather, and there's two bal. One is transition. One of the meaning of bal is you're objecting to something or negating something and then transition to another thing. So here, when they say bal, they're negating or objecting to killing him. And then they're transitioning to the option, the other option, which is alquhu, throw him. Fi bi'rin fi tariqin, throw him in a well, in a pathway, in a roadway. Tariq, a roadway, a pathway. So this alqu also is a commandment, right? It's similar to the word itrahu. Alqu, and this is the word used in the Quran when it comes to the throwing of the well. Itrahu also used in the Quran in this context when it comes to them throwing him in a faraway land. Like in Surah Al-Mulk, كلما ألقي فيها فوج سألهم خزنتها ألقي, right, to be thrown. Every time a group is thrown into the fire of hell, the guards of hell ask them, Alam ya'tikum nadhir, didn't a warner came to you? So they said, no, rather, one of them said, rather, throw him in a well, in a pathway. Ya'khudhu, take him, ba'dul musafirin, some of the travelers. Ya'khudhu, meaning, throw him in a well, in a pathway, and some of the travelers, some of the passbyers will take him. Ya'khudhu. Now, briefly, why this word takes a sukun is because it's conditioned upon what preceded. And all of those we're going to get into details later, but just understand the general meaning. وَوَافَقَ عَلَيْهِ جَمِيعُ الْإِخْوَةِ وَوَافَقَ عَلَيْهِ جَمِيعُ الْإِخْوَةِ. And this first waw is an, the second waw belongs to this word. Wafaqa. Wafaqa means agree. Alayhi, upon it. Agreed upon it. Jami'ul ikhwa, all of the brothers. Wafaqa alayhi. Jami'ul ikhwa, agreed upon it. All of the brothers. All of the brothers agreed upon this view. Before we move on to the next, any question with regards to the meaning, clarification with regards to the meaning of what preceded?
That the story I was listening to in the car, but I wasn't that Yusuf didn't tell his brothers to
About the dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the indication of the Quran that he didn't tell him. But as I mentioned, but this book is the intent is not really um, like to be an authentic source of the Sirah. Is more compilation for the Arabic, but it's not baseless. A lot of the stories is from like the Israeliyat and so on. Regarding the word itrahu and alqu, they have the general similar meaning, but not 100%. When you say itrahu something and alqu something, itrah has a little more indication of force towards it, and alqu not necessarily. No, both of them refer to it wouldn't be leave. Leave is like taraka or so, but both of them has the meaning of throwing or flinging. More, you can say maybe the word itra has more of the meaning of flinging. But the word alqu, it may or may not indicate that. It's more of a general meaning. Meaning any type of throwing is going to be under alqu. And Allah knows best. Okay. So the next, wafdun ila Ya'qub. Wafdun ila Ya'qub. Wafd means like a delegation. A wafd is a delegation. Like in the Quran, يَوْمَ نَحْشُرُ الْمُتَّقِينَ إِلَى الرَّحْمَنِ وَفْدًا. Surah Rahman, the day when we will gather the muttaqeen, the righteous, to Ar-Rahman, to Allah, wafda, as a delegation. And a delegation generally, a waft, it's a respected and honored group of individuals representing something, like a delegation to a country, to a king, to a president, right? And that delegation, like we know in the Sirah, they have the Am al-Wufud, the year of the delegations, when the leaders of various tribes were coming to the Prophet ﷺ and meeting with him, talking with him, making deals with him, and so on. So that's the general implication of the word waft. Now here, why is it he described, here he's, as we know, after the brothers, they plotted to kill Yusuf, they threw him into the well, then they went to their father crying. So they went to him together, representing this matter, not from the other meaning of being like an honorable an elevated group of individuals. وَلَمَّا اتَّفَقُوا عَلَى هَذَا الرَّأْيِ وَلَمَّا اتَّفَقُوا عَلَى هَذَا الرَّأْيِ وَلَمَّا, and when اتَّفَقُوا, they agreed, على هذا الرأي, upon this view, right? اتَّفَقُوا, they agreed. Similar to the word وافقوا, right? اتفقوا and وافقوا, or اتفق and وافق, general same meaning, to agree upon something. like the word you get muttafaqun alay, right? The hadith that Bukhari and Muslim agree that it's authentic, you call it muttafaqun alay, from the same word. وَلَمَّا اتَّفَقُوا, and when they agreed upon this ra'i, هذا الرأي, ra'i here means view, right? Ru'ya, dream, and ra'i is a view, meaning an opinion. جاءوا إلى يعقوب, they came to Ya'qub. جاءوا إلى يعقوب. وكان يعقوب يخاف على يوسف كثيرا. وكان يعقوب يخاف على يوسف كثيرا. يعقوب يخاف على يوسف. Yaqub fears for Yusuf, right? يخاف, when you fear for something upon something, meaning you fear that harm may befall something, or you fear that something may be harmed, whether it's yourself or others, you use the preposition ala in Arabic. So, Yaqub yakhafu ala Yusuf kathira. Yaqub fears for Yusuf a lot. So, kana, going to put that in the past. So, we have present tense with kana. Yaqub used to fear for Yusuf a lot. وَكَانَ يَعْرِفُ أَنَّ الْإِخْوَةَ يَحْسُدُونَهُ وَلَا يُحِبُّونَهُ. وَكَانَ يَعْرِفُ, right? يَعْرِفُ means he knows. أَنَّ means verily. أَنَّ means verily. الْإِخْوَةِ, the brothers, يَحْسُدُونَهُ, they envy him. وَلَا يُحِبُّونَهُ, and they do not, they say negation, يُحِبُّونَهُ, love him. So literally, let's exempt kana. يَعْرِفُ أَنَّ الْإِخْوَةَ يَحْسُدُونَهُ, he knows verily the brothers envy him and they do not love him, right? And they do not love him. And as we mentioned previously, anna is for emphasis, and it doesn't mean that. And the word that really doesn't exist in this context. I know that, I learned that, that there doesn't really exist in Arabic. And a lot of people, because the word anna comes right where we use that in English, they think that anna means that. But it's for emphasis. And that there we use it in English. So وَكَانَ يَعْرِفُ أَنَّ الْإِخْوَةَ يَحْسُدُونَهُ وَلَا يُحِبُّونَهُ. This is going to put it in the past. He used to know that verily the brothers, they envy him, Yusuf, and they do not love him. Right? Now, you can take out the anna, like if you want to say, كَانَ يَعْرِفُ الْإِخْوَةَ يَحْسُدُونَهُ. He used to know the brothers envy him, right, without the emphasis. So the anna there doesn't mean that, like how we have it in English. So you can use وَكَانَ يَعْرِفُ الْإِخْوَةَ يَحْسُدُونَهُ. وَكَانَ يَعْقُوبُ لَا يُرْسِلُ يُوسُفَ مَعَ الْإِخْوَةِ. Now take out the kana. يعقوب لا يرسل يوسف مع الإخوة. يعقوب لا يرسل, doesn't send, right? يرسل mean he sends. لا يرسل, he doesn't send. Yaqub doesn't send Yusuf with his brothers, right? يرسل from Rasul, messenger. Allah يرسل or أرسل الرسل. أرسل is the past tense. He sent, يرسل, he sends. So Yaqub doesn't send Yusuf with the brothers. Kana, put it in the past with yursil present tense, past continuous, consistently is the ongoing thing. Yaqub never used to send Yusuf with the brothers. وَكَانَ يُوسُفُ يَلْعَبُ مَعَ أَخِيهِ وَلَا يَذْهَبُ بَعِيدًا. وَلَا يَذْهَبُ بَعِيدًا. يُوسُفُ يَلْعَبُ مَعَ أَخِيهِ. Yusuf plays with his brother. وَلَا يَذْهَبُ بَعِيدًا. And he doesn't go far. وَلَا يَذْهَبُ بَعِيدًا. And he doesn't go far. So kana, make that continuous in the past. كان يوسف يلعب مع أخيه ولا يذهب بعيدا. Yusuf used to play with his brother and he would not go far, meaning far away from his father. وكان الإخوة يعرفون ذلك. And the brothers, right, take out kana. الإخوة يعرفون ذلك. The brothers know that. The brothers know that. Kana, they always knew that. They used to know that. However you want to translate it. But just understand the structure. Right? We have الإخوة يعرفون ذلك. The brothers know that. You put kana, it makes this something of their past, continuous of their past. ولكنهم عزموا على الشر. So they knew that, meaning they knew Yusuf would play with close to his father, and his father will not allow him to go far, and Yusuf will not go far. But ولكنهم, ولكن means but, right? ولكن hum means them or they in this context. But they, meaning the brothers, azamu, were determined. Azamu means, azama means he was determined. Azamu, they were determined. Ala, upon, ashar, evil. They were determined upon evil. Meaning they were determined to do evil. وَلَكِنَّهُمْ عَزَمُوا عَلَى الشَّرِّ. And the word lakinna, in English we say, but, with, what you say, but I, but you, but we. In Arabic, you can say technically, they say, but them, but me. They use not the subject pronoun. That's why it's attached before and not, it's attached after and not before. Right? If that wasn't if you didn't comprehend that, don't worry about it. As I always say, understand the general meaning, and inshallah, when we go through the grammar, it's going to become clearer. Inshallah ta'ala. No, وَلَكِنَّهُمْ عَزَمُوا عَلَى الشَّرِّ. The word azama means to be determined. Like in Surah Imran, وَإِذَا عَزَمْتَ فَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ. When you're determined, meaning you made your decision and determined what to do, put your trust in Allah. And that's why you call some of the 5 major prophets and messengers, you call them what? Ulul Azmi. Right? Ulul Azmi. The individuals of Azm, determination. Fasbir kama sabara ulul azmi min ar-rusul. Be patient as the individuals of determination from amongst the messengers were patient. Right? Ulul Azm, the 5 major prophets and messengers. قالوا يا أبانا, they said, Ya O Abana, our father. Ya Abana, O our father. And as we know, Ab, when you say my father, you say Abi. Your father, Abuka, Abukum, Abuhum, their father. And this word, it changed with the waw and the ya and the alif. Regular words, it changed with dhamma, fatha, and kasra. Right? But the word ab changed with the waw, the alif, and the ya. So it can be abakum, abikum, abukum, depending on how it comes in the sentence. When you use each one of them, when we do what's known as the Asma al-Khamsa, we're going to go through that And we did it briefly during the previous Arabic course. So you can review it if you forget about it, inshallah. Ya Abana, they said, Ya Abana, O our father. لماذا لا ترسل معنا يوسف? لماذا, why? لا ترسل, you doesn't send, right? You don't send معنا, with us, Yusuf. Yusuf. Why is it you don't send with us Yusuf? Now don't, when it comes to the English grammar, don't trust me with it. If you see it mistranslate something grammatically, you fix it when you make your notes, inshallah. And if you see I'm consistent with something, let me know also. ماذا تخاف? What do you fear? So they said, Oh, our father, why is it you don't send with us Yusuf? ماذا تخاف? Why? What is it? ماذا means what? Ma and ماذا means what? ماذا تخاف? What do you fear? هو أخونا العزيز. هو أخونا العزيز. هو أخونا العزيز. هو أخونا العزيز. He is our brother, Al-Aziz. Now, Aziz can mean, excuse me, like someone who is great, magnificent. Like when it comes with the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But when it comes to human being, and in certain contexts, it refers to, you can describe someone to be aziz to you if that person is dear to you. And you see, like for example, this, when they address a gathering, or if someone write you a letter, they say azizi, right? Or ayyuhal a'izza, oh dear ones, right? Someone that is dear to you is a way of respect. So akhuna al-aziz, you can translate to mean our dear brother. He is aziz with regards to you. He has a high status with regards to you. He is great with regards to you. He is not belittled and humiliated. Right? The opposite of aziz is going to be someone who is belittled and someone who doesn't have any significance with regards to you. Like in Surah Munafiqun, right? What they say? La yukhrijanna al-a'azzu minha al-adhal. The a'az, the one who is more aziz, is going to expel the adhal, the one who is more dhalil, the one who is more what do you call it? Insignificant. وَأَخُونَا الصَّغِيرُ. So they're claiming that he is our dear brother. وَأَخُونَا الصَّغِيرُ. وَأَخُونَا الصَّغِيرُ, our small brother. وَنَحْنُ أَبْنَاءُ أَبْ. And we are the children of a father. وَنَحْنُ, and we are أَبْنَاء, children or sons of a father. وَنَحْنُ أَبْنَاءُ أَبْ. We are the sons of a father, meaning a single father. وَالْإِخْوَةُ دَائِمًا يَلْعَبُونَ جَمِيعًا. And the brothers always play together, right? يَلْعَبُونَ, the plural for يَلْعَب, they play. So وَالْإِخْوَةُ دَائِمًا, always, دَائِمًا, always, يَلْعَبُونَ, play, جَمِيعًا, together. Here, جَمِيعًا means together, right? All together, everyone together. لماذا لا نذهب نحن ونلعب جميعا. فلماذا, so why, لا نذهب, we don't go, نحن, we, meaning we brothers, ونلعب جميعا, and we play together. أرسله معنا غدا يرتع ويلعب وإنا له لحافظون. So they say to him, أرسله, send him, meaning they're saying to their father, send him, send Yusuf, ma'ana, with us, غدا, tomorrow, yarta, so he can relax, enjoy himself, wa yal'ab, and play, wa inna lahu, and verily we. Inna means verily we. Lahu, to him. Lahafidhun will indeed be protectors. Hafidhun is protectors. This lam is for emphasis. Right? This lam, just note, is for emphasis. So wa inna lahu, we, verily we to him, lahafidhun, verily we to him will indeed be protectors. وَكَانَ يَعْقُوبُ شَيْخًا كَبِيرًا. And Ya'qub was an elderly old man. وَكَانَ يَعْقُوبُ عَاقِلًا حَلِيمًا. And Ya'qub was, وَكَانَ يَعْقُوبُ, Ya'qub, kana, was عَاقِلًا, right, intelligent, حَلِيمًا, forbearing. حَلِيمًا, forbearing. وَكَانَ يَعْقُوبُ لَا يُحِبُّ أَنْ يَبْعُدَ مِنْهُ يُوسُف. Now, if we exempt kana, Ya'qub la yuhibbu an yab'uda minhu Yusuf. Ya'qub doesn't love an yab'uda, to be far from him, Yusuf. Right? He doesn't love for Yusuf to be far from him. Kana Ya'qub, so kana, you're going to put all of this in the past, continuous. He never used to love, he didn't love that Yusuf be far from him. وَكَانَ يَعْقُوبُ لَا يُحِبُّ أَنْ يَبْعُدَ مِنْهُ يُوسُف. And Ya'qub didn't love that Yusuf be far from him, to go far from him. وَكَانَ يَخَافُ عَلَى يُوسُفَ كَثِيرًا. And he used to fear for Yusuf a lot. And he used to fear for Yusuf a lot. Now, as I mentioned, and as we all know that this, and we can see the structure of the Arabic is totally different many times than the structure in English. Now, how is it we deal with this? Not by finding a literal translation for the sentence. Because if you keep doing that, you're going to be stuck, or you can say even imprisoned, in the need for a translation before you process. And you find that with a lot of people, they will tell you, I can't understand it if I don't translate it. So they imprison themselves into that. Now, it's normal in the beginning, yes, you're going to need translate, understand, but don't train yourself to operate like that. So what you do, you understand each word first, the implication of each word, the general implication of the sentence, and then you read the sentence over and over loud. So after you understand what the sentence is saying, each word in the sentence, then you just read it. وَكَانَ يَعْقُوبُ لَا يُحِبُّ أَنْ يَبْعُدَ مِنْهُ يُوسُف. وَكَانَ يَعْقُوبُ لَا يُحِبُّ أَنْ يَبْعُدَ مِنْهُ يُوسُف. And you just keep doing that over and over. Especially with the sentences that is a little technical. Like the one before, وَكَانَ يَعْقُوبُ عَاقِلًا حَلِيمًا, right? Straightforward. Ya'qub was forbearing, he was intellectual, intelligent, forbearing. Right? That's a little more straightforward. But this one here, you need to repeat it more. And like I said, read each passage at least 10 times after you already understand it. Not necessarily 10 times one sitting, but make sure you read it 10 times loud and you focus in on what you're reading. Don't just read to cover the numbers. It's not going to serve you any purpose. فَقَالَ لِأَبْنَائِهِ. So he said to his sons. فَقَالَ. So he said, li, to, أَبْنَائِهِ, to his sons. وَأَخَافُ أَنْ يَأْكُلَهُ الذِّئْبُ وَأَنْتُمْ عَنْهُ غَافِلُونَ. وَأَخَافُ, and I fear, أَنْ يَأْكُلَهُ الذِّئْبُ. The dhi'b is the wolf. I fear that the wolf eat him. أخاف أن يأكله الذئب, right? I fear that the wolf eat him. وأنتم, and you are, meaning you all, you brothers are, عنه, from him, غافلون. غافلون means negligent, right? غافلون means negligent. So I fear that the wolf eat him, and you are from him negligent. And this waw here is what we did before, what you known as the waw al-hal. The waw that indicates the state of something. That's translated as while. So I fear that the wolf eat him while you are negligent about him. Meaning you are not paying attention to him. That is what is meant, right? You're playing, you're doing your own thing, you're not paying attention to him. The wolf come and eat him. قالوا, they said, abada, never. Right? Abada, never. In this context, meaning this can never happen. Now, abada can means ever also, depending on the context. And it can means forever. So قالوا أبدا, they said never. كيف يأكله الذئب, كيف يأكله الذئب, how can the wolf eat him, right? How can the wolf eat him? وَنَحْنُ حَاضِرُونَ, and we are حاضرون, present. So this waw also means while we are present. وَكَيْفَ يَأْكُلُهُ, and how can it eat him, meaning how can the wolf eat him? وَنَحْنُ شُبَّانٌ أَقْوِيَا, and we are strong youths, meaning while we are strong youths. وَأَذِنَ يَعْقُوبُ لِيُوسُفَ, and Ya'qub gives permission for Yusuf. Adina, to grant permission, li, for Yusuf. He grants permission for Yusuf, meaning for Yusuf to go out with them. We're gonna pause here, inshallah ta'ala. Let everything digest, give it, make sure you don't let the following week come without processing the previous week. So like that, over time, you're gonna build. Because with any language, it's not an overnight thing that you can just study it up fast. You have to build it over time. And try to, in the meanwhile, you are reading, comprehending, repeating. Take a few words and try to memorize them to heart, inshallah ta'ala. As we mentioned, that from next week, inshallah, we postpone the conversation and the grammar. We're going to do that from next week. The first part, inshallah, going to be the conversations, followed by this, and then followed by the grammar, inshallah ta'ala. Within an hour and a half max, we're going to finish. If this time, if the time is not suitable, there's another timing that is possible, and that is going to be after Dhuhr. But this is preferable time, right? After Dhuhr, Saturday and Sunday. But this is the preferred time. If there's an overwhelming agreement to change the time, that's the only other time that's available. I think this is better. So you have the day, the rest of the day, in case those who have to go out and so on. Inshallah. Okay. Barakallahu feekum. If any questions, if not, we finish.
The last part where it says, you said abada can mean never based on the context, and also could mean like ever or forever. Why didn't it say like la abada with negation?
That is indicated from the context. You can say la abada. So here, when he said that I fear that the wolf is going to eat him, right? They say abada. Now, you can say la abada, negate what he's saying, and then say abada. But it's gonna be up to you how you wanna express. If you wanna add emphasis, you say la abada. Yeah.
Also the word ittefaku, it means what again?
Agree. I agree.
You also said wafaqa also means agree.
Wafaqa. Yeah.
Wafaqa also means agree.
Wafaqa.
And yakhafu means fears.
Yeah.